Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week. Former President Joe Biden has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Officials say Biden was diagnosed on Friday after reporting urinary symptoms. Following an examination, doctors say the cancer was also found to have spread to the bone. According to Biden's office, the former president and his family are still reviewing the available treatment options. On a social media post on Monday, Biden wrote that cancer touches us all and thanked the public for their love and support. President Donald Trump posted on Sunday evening that he was saddened by the news of Biden's diagnosis and wished him a fast and successful recovery. Former President Barack Obama and former Vice President Kamala Harris also extended their thoughts and prayers, noting Biden's strength and resilience in facing challenges. 9 residents have been displaced following a fire on Muir Avenue in Hazleton on Friday. According to officials, crews responded to the scene around 5 p.m. Upon arriving, crews located a fire on the second floor of the residence that had spread to the first floor. According to a state police fire marshal, the fire has been ruled an accident and was caused by a child playing with matches in a bedroom closet on the second floor. One firefighter was injured by a piece of flying glass and was treated at the scene by EMS. Officials report that 9 residents in total were displaced by the fire. The displaced residents are receiving assistance from the American Red Cross.
The Hazleton man charged with murdering 39-year-old Jessica Lockwood in April has been extradited back to Luzerne County and is being held without bail. According to officials, Hazleton City and Luzerne County detectives picked up the suspect, Terrence Ray, on Monday morning and transported him back to Luzerne County. Ray was previously being held in Westchester County, New York, where he had been arrested following an 11-day manhunt. According to investigators, Ray allegedly murdered Lockwood on Saturday, April 26th at his residence on Muir Avenue and then set her body on fire near Club 40 Road in Hazleton. Police say Lockwood's vehicle, her stud earring, and a pool of blood were all found at Ray's residence. Ray has been charged with criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence in connection with the case. His preliminary hearing has been set for June 6th. A popular restaurant in Wright Township sustained severe damage following a Tuesday morning fire. According to officials, crews responded to Adelina's Restaurant and Pizzeria on Route 309 around 5 o'clock a.m. after an employee showed up for work and reported the fire in the back of the building. Upon arriving at the scene, crews say the fire was quickly spreading. The fire was extinguished about 2 hours later, but the building sustained heavy damage. Officials say the roof of the building has collapsed and the interior has been gutted by the fire. No injuries were reported in the blaze. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Hazleton residents voted to approve the formation of a government study commission during Tuesday's primary election. Both parties had the opportunity to vote on the referendum question and to select 7 of the 12 candidates to serve on the commission. Unofficial election results reveal that 65.51% of voters voted to form the commission, while 34.49% of voters voted to not form the commission. The 12 candidates for the commission were Phil Bonifaire, Vianney Castro, Jeff Cassett, Joseph Zeller III, John Nillis, Allison Keegan, Isara Pine, Rosanna Gabrielle, Tommy Bruno, Joe Yanuzzi, David Dominguez, and Orisa Dotel. The 7 candidates selected for the commission with the most votes were Keegan with 11.7%, Cassett with 11.08%, Yanuzzi with 11.08%, Bruno with 10.41%, Zeller with 8.44%, Gabrielle with 8.32%, and Bonifaire with 8.26%. The candidates not selected for the commission were Nillis, Castro, Dominguez, Dotel, and Pine. The Government Study Commission will conduct interviews and research in order to write a report suggesting potential changes for voters to approve in a future election. The last time Hazleton elected a study commission was in 1984.
WYLN is giving away free tickets to the NASCAR Cup at Pocono Raceway on Sunday, June 22nd. To enter, just like and comment on the ticket giveaway post on the WYLN News Facebook page. 2 winners will be randomly selected on Monday, May 26th and will receive 4 tickets each. Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with PA State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's weekly update. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Catawissa Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health. Investing in your well-being and building healthier communities because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
My name's Riley. It's gonna be sunny.
We want your child to be our WYLN weather kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your weather kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome back to Watrow's Weekly Update. I'm here as always with State Representative Dane Watrow. Dane, how's it going?
It's going good. This is our second interview I think we're doing here together, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, you're stuck with me today.
Yeah.
So you've had a busy week. I know I saw you had a license plate replacement event. That was Monday, right?
Yes, Monday, Trooper Petrosky from the Hazleton State Police Barracks, he was the one that helped my office out with making sure our constituents are able to turn their license plate in. We always need a police officer to sign off on it to turn it back into PennDOT. So he offered up his time, and we sent out phone calls, text messaging, social media, and we said we're going to be here this date, this time. Please RSVP. We had many people just show up, which is absolutely great. That's fine. And we had close to about 25 reservations and then multiple people just showing up. So I'm very excited that we're able to offer that lending hand. People just aren't aware of the process and what do you do when your license plate starts peeling. My wife and I, both of our vehicles, we had last year, about 2 years ago, peeling license plate. And when I took office several years ago, that's when I learned that, hey, this is the process you go through. And our office, my office in downtown Hazleton in Monterey City, we're always there to help. It's fine. You come in there with your peeling license plate with the signature from a patrolman, a state trooper, or a local municipality cop to verify that you have a defective license plate. That's fine. But as I was saying, my wife's vehicle, my vehicle, terrible. I don't know, at some period of time, I don't know how they were making these license plates, but faded and just peeling. We got them replaced, and it's no charge to the constituents. So that's very important that everybody knows that we're able to help in that area and get you a new license plate. But a very successful turnout. Thank you for bringing that up. And we had a nice day as well. A little chilly, but it was a nice day Monday.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's great to see you guys offering that service.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll continue to do that every year for sure.
Sounds good. And I saw you also were able to bring some funding to the local area through the local share account grants this week?
Yes, that's a specific grant for Luzerne County in particular due to casino monies and things like that. So we're able to bring back some great money for good programs and good things in the Hazleton area. The first one, if you don't mind if I could talk about, is the Hazleton Fire Department. I have learned from being on the Veterans Affairs Emergency Preparedness Committee down in Harrisburg, one of the topics we always talk about is the safety of our our firefighters and police officers. However, the firefighters, when they pull these big trucks in and the garage doors goes down, they're breathing in all these fumes and exhaust, and it's not good. And then they do have to start them periodically. And in the wintertime, when you're opening up those doors and closing those doors, those exhaust fumes, that could kill you. So that's very important. With that put aside, they're going in harm's way almost every day with fires and breathing that toxic chemicals and so on and so forth. So they apply for a grant, which we're able to help them. And what what this grant's going to do is provide them with a good ventilation system that they're able to put on their, I guess I'll call them their mufflers or exhaust systems that will take the fumes right outside the building, and they don't have to sit there and breathe that in, thank God. So that's very essential that they have that, and it's going to save them potentially come down with cancer and other things as well. And it's something that the good senator and myself were able to advocate for and help bring home. The second thing is in West Hazleton Borough, project they have going on there from the municipality to, I think, Broad Street, 4th Street.
Something like that.
There, over there. So that was a couple $100,000 there. Handicap accessibility, super important, which we know. We got to make sure that everybody's able to walk our streets and being taken care of. And I believe there was one more, right? If I recall, that was kind of a very important. Is Hazel Township.
Yeah.
Hazel Township. They have more roads, I think, and miles in any municipality that I represent. So once again, there was a vehicle that they needed for plowing. They put a plow on there, making sure that everybody's staying safe there in the winter times with the roads plowed. So a lot of good stuff happening, and there's other grants, so we could sit here and talk about it all day. I just looked at it today. We are close to $23 million we have brought back in the last 2.5 years. I just looked at it this morning, so I'm very excited about that. It's something that I really put my hat on, because two things I work on in the state legislature is trying to develop and support good legislation and laws to help our community out, and the second thing is bringing dollars back here in the district. And $23 million is quite a bit of money. And I know a lot of times people can't see it physically, but it's in infrastructure, some roads, equipment for our municipality. So I'm just excited about that. It's something I put my hat on, and I'm just very proud of it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Lots of fantastic stuff. Anything else you'd like to share with our viewers today?
No, that's about it. I'm ready for the warm weather to come, and we're getting into budget season coming into June. So right after Memorial Day, we'll head and look at what the governor proposed and hopefully have a good compromise in a timely manner, because that's what we're there to do, is pass a budget so our state can function appropriately. So I'm looking forward to coming back and reporting to you or your colleagues, who's ever going to interview me the next time, with some good updates from the State House.
Awesome. Well, we want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And we want to wish everyone a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you next time on Watro's Weekly Update.
Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. I'm joined here with Dr. John. Dr. John, how's it going?
Ryan, I'm always grateful on a Saturday afternoon you take the time to come to my office.
Well, I love to do it, but today we're going to talk about young people in chiropractic, because we just filmed an episode of a 1-month-old getting chiropractic care.
If I had a dream, Ryan, everybody's birth process is more traumatizing to the baby's neck than people realize. So if I had a dream, any baby that you have, there's a special machine. You just make sure the temperature readings are equal if it's out. But beyond that, people will say, when should I bring the baby? Let's say this baby you saw on the show. We get the temperature readings fine, the baby sleeps better, no more ear infections, the baby frenulum, he can suck better for breastfeeding. 2 years later, make sure the baby doesn't sleep on their stomachs. But I know kids, they hit their heads on coffee tables. They run on a picnic, and they fall. So if your child, to me, ever falls off a bicycle, falls down steps, and not just physical things. Subluxations of the spine can be caused from emotional stress. So if there's stress in the house, the baby senses that. And chemical. If you just painted the house and the baby smells those scents. So all of those reasons, young children should still be checked by a specialized chiropractor who's trained in that kind of work.
Yep, excellent advice, and I'd like to thank Dr. John for joining us on this Feel Good Friday, and we'll see you next time.
Lehigh Valley Health Network is now proudly part of Jefferson Health. And when two healthcare leaders come together for the community, you can expect more. More locations, more clinical trials, more breakthrough treatments. Jefferson Health and Lehigh Valley Health Network. Together for the future of care.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL, and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
My name's Riley. It's gonna be sunny.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
The 1920s would become known in years to follow as essentially a decade of fun. For many Catawissa residents, fun in the summer months would include traveling several miles south to the village of Elysburg. There, on the property of Hartman Henry Knoebel, who owned a sawmill on site, stood a covered bridge, off which many guests from neighboring communities took to jumping off into the cool waters of Roaring Creek. As the years had gone by, the number of these tally-hos, as they were called, grew ever larger. Aware of the popularity that swimming in Roaring Creek held for locals, Henry Knoebel and his wife Hattie thought it would be a nice gesture to build an actual pool for the tally-hos to swim in. Thus, in November of 1925, Henry contracted his brother Harvey to dig out a pool near the covered bridge with an ancient steam shovel. It opened to the public on the 4th of July, 1926. A carousel, leased from Joseph Gallagher of Philadelphia, also greeted the pool's initial guests, as did numerous summer cottages, some of them inventively themed as covered wagons, trolleys, boats, and the like. What was soon known as Knoebel's Groves continued to grow around the pool, with concession stands and more rides added over time. 1941 saw the installation of a larger merry-go-round, the Grand Carousel at the park, carved by Charles Carmel, and allowed guests to try and catch a brass ring on the ride. Today is one of the few active remaining carousels to have this option. The park was closed for all of 1943 due to World War II rationing, but reopened the following year and continued its expansion, adding bumper cars and motorboats to the ride collection. Henry Knoebel died in 1952, having seen his pool and the amusement park that grew around it begin to become an area institution. His family, led by his youngest son Pete and daughter-in-law Peg, continued to grow the park. In 1957, they added a spaceship simulator ride, one of the first of its kind. Utilizing an old dump truck's hydraulic lift, the rocket ride lifted guests up and down as they watched a film showing them flying to the moon. Wafers would also be handed out to riders, supposedly dehydrated space food. The ride would be plagued by mechanical issues, and eventually the rocket would be locked upright and transformed into the park's long-running Sky Slide attraction. Much more successful would be Knoebel's Haunted Mansion ride, which opened for the bravest of riders in 1973. It remains rated as one of the best dark rides of its kind today. In 1985, the Knoebel family made a bold move to bring a roller coaster to the park. They found the right candidate inside San Antonio's former Playland Park, where the rocket had been left standing in place after the park had closed in 1980. Knoebels purchased the ride, dismantled it, and reassembled it on the west side of their park. The reborn roller coaster, now known as the Phoenix, opened for Knoebel's riders on June 15, 1985 to rave reviews. It is still considered one of the best roller coasters in the country by riders today. Knoebel's management attempted to repeat that feat in the 90s, making a bid for Mr. Twister at Denver's Elitch Gardens amusement park. A well-remembered ride in its heyday, Mr. Twister had been left standing in place when Elitch Gardens had relocated to a larger location in 1994. Ultimately, though, it was determined the ride was in too poor condition to run again. Knoebel's management, however, purchased Mr. Twister's original blueprints and built their own roller coaster from it. Known as Twister, it opened for riders on July 24, 1999. Steel coasters have also operated Knoebel's over the years, including the Jetstar from 1977 to 1992 and the Whirlwind from 1993 to 2004, as well as juvenile coasters, the high-speed Thrill Coaster, which ran from 1955 to 2008, its successor Cosmos Curves, named for the park's longtime mascot. Today, many other local amusement parks have come and gone, but what is now known as Knoebel's Amusement Resort, which is still run by members of the Knoebel family, remains open as the largest amusement park in America to still offer free parking and free admission to guests, entertaining visitors from Catawissa and further afield with summer delights and entertainment. Back in Catawissa proper, another landmark business opened in 1926 as well, the Catawissa Bottling Company. Founded by the husband-wife team of Bruce and Suzanne Grigorovich, who received a license from the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture to bottle soda, it took root in a former creamery building. Some of its original products include birch beer, root beer, cola, ginger ale, lemonade, and numerous flavors of soda, including orange, lemon, cherry, and grape soda. Other flavors have been added over the years. In addition, the Catawissa Bottling Company is currently one of 6 establishments in the United States authorized to sell Maine's Moxie soda, having had this privilege since 1978 and previously from 1945 to 1967. Heavy manufacturing was commonplace in northeastern Pennsylvania in the early 20th century, and Catawissa was no different. The Bloomsburg Hosiery Mill was just one of the industrial titans that operate in the borough at this time, as too did the Maxey Manufacturing Company, which today has been repackaged as the Old Valve Factory, which hosts weddings and other formal events. For entertainment, Catawissa residents could see a film at the Andrea Theater, which opened in 1939. It was built by Peter Magazu, whose family ran a series of theaters in the area, including the Angela Theater in Coaldale, Schuylkill County. Magazu named the theater after his family members, the Andrea being after his father. The Andrea Theater was sold in 1956, and the building today is home to the Bethel Assembly of God Church. Towards the end of the 20th century, one thing was connected with Catawissa more than anything else: Southern Columbia football. In the early years of the school's existence, its gridiron program was so bad, in its first 17 years the program had 7 coaches and only 58 total wins, that victories would often trigger a day off school for students the following Monday. This would change with the arrival of Coach Jim Roth in 1984. Roth quickly built the Tigers program up into a powerhouse by the late 80s. In 1994, he would break through after several years of near misses, winning the school's first Class A state championship over Western Beaver. After a somewhat dry stretch by its new standards, the program then won 5 straight state championships behind fullback Henry Hynoski in the 2000s, and even more followed after that. In 2020, Roth passed Berwick's George Curry to become Pennsylvania's all-time winningest football coach. His legacy in Catawissa and Pennsylvania's history, thus by now quite secure.
My name is Riley. It's gonna be sunny.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to talk about why pregnant girls should be under chiropractic care, and the infant, how the birth process could be traumatizing. If I had a dream, every new baby would get a chiropractic analysis to see if the spine is in alignment. So stay tuned for a great show.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,